Okay, so this is going to be my first guide I've ever done in the game. So if there's anything anyone has to say, please let me know down below in the comments. I am always willing to accept constructive criticism. Please, though, if you have nothing else to say, just don't say anything at all. That's greatly appreciated. Um, but let's get right into this. So Johnny has 6 shots that are in a shotgun blast pattern. Like you can see that here on the ground. I think it's 14 pellets, but anyway. These shots each refill individually, and if you use all, it's 2.1 seconds for them to fully refill, about 2 seconds. Headshots do 196 damage, so you can basically just 2-shot squishies. And like, I don't even barely have to have my reticle on like the player's head, and I can still 2-shot. But if you're only hitting body shots, it's still gonna just be 3 shots. Usually range that you want to be playing at, or like it's like about here, like 15 to 20 meters is where you'll often be, and you can still consistently get 3-shot squishies usually if you're being accurate. So Johnny's right click has 3 charges, each restore within 2 seconds, and you can use these to activate the flame prison. If you hit an enemy directly, it does 40 base damage, and then it's going to do another 150 damage over time as long as they stay in the 3-meter radius. And also, that does enable his flaming meteor, but I'll explain that in a moment. So speaking of the Pyro-Prison, if you place only 2 of these flame pools, they're just going to make a single line that if an enemy crosses is going to do 65 burst damage. And then it'll also tick damage if they stay on that line, but I mean they shouldn't be. Also though, if you make at least 3, it'll make this area that's going to do damage over time to anyone caught within that radius. But really, when you use this ability, you want to make it as wide as possible. You can cover points, you can cover like everything with that enormous radius. It does actually go up to 40 meters, so if I turn on the no ability cooldown, right over here is 40 meters, that will connect. I just forgot to add about the Pyro-Prison is if you like make that let me turn on the build. Yeah, okay, I still have that on. So if you make that radius like this, it won't actually do damage over time to anyone inside of it if that radius is like blocked by something. So you see how they're not taking damage because these lines are not actually connected. It'll only do damage as they cross over the line. Also, as I'm recording this, I also just realized that an enemy can only take 1 instance of the flame damage, or the line damage. They won't take that again. Johnny's dive ability, his flaming meteor, has a cooldown of 15 seconds. And using that will also give you a 75 overshield that depletes after 3 seconds. It gives a knockback of 8 meters. Actually, let me go to this one so you can see that clearer. And you can use that to knock enemies off the map, like that. It does have a minimum height of 3 meters. But I have found it can be kind of finicky sometimes. So like you'll be trying to like run from enemies and you want to dive away to get away, right? And it just doesn't let you. Do be mindful of that. It happens sometimes. I don't know what causes it. And also when you dive onto an enemy, they'll take a flat 40 damage. But when you use your flaming meteors, hold on, let me kill these squishies real quick so I can show. You use your flaming meteors, you put up to 3, you can 1-shot squish up to 275 HP enemies. Now these are 250, but still. Also, side note, the right click, the flame pull, that only lasts for 6 seconds. So when you're placing your flame prison, you gotta be kind of quick about it because you're trying to set it up as large as possible. You want to cover points mostly. put points or chokes. Like, that's the best use case scenario of it. Keep that in mind as well. And then lastly, about the flaming meteor is, like, say my spawn is like right here, right? And point is over here or over that way. I can come out here, go up, and then see like right here. It's finicky. I can't dive. But yeah, so come out here and you can just dive to get a bit faster. Alright, so for the last ability in his base kit, his shift, or I don't know what it is on controller, that gives a 50% move speed boost. And also, I highly recommend you go to settings, go to keyboard, and change the hero to Human Torch, so that you can come down here and turn on, hold to activate Plasma Body. That way, so you can just hold it, you have more control over your character instead of having to just press it and then press it again. That's easiest for me, but I suppose it is really personal preference. I think that's it about the shift. If you want to know the numbers, here are those. It has a maximum energy of 120. The energy cost is 15 per second, and the energy recovery speed is 20 per second. Also, one thing to note as well is you can't actively shoot while you have the shift active. Yes, you can, like, use it to, like, just jiggle peek cover, but I've found that holding shift there just isn't really worth it. Because also, if you do have toggle shift on, or like this plasma body toggle on, and you turn it on, your firing will cancel that. So you would have to press it again, which is again another reason why I prefer hold. Alright, and so Human Torch's ultimate ability is the Supernova, you know, the flame tornadoes. It has an energy cost of 3,400. That's the same as Magneto's ultimate. Make sure you never actually use that when Magneto has his ultimate active, because it'll just soak up your flame tornadoes. Hitting an enemy directly with this will do 40 base damage, and then they'll take a damage over time of 100 per second. You can also only have 4 active out at a time. Was that it about the flame tornadoes? I think so. Oh, I mean, yeah, it has a radius of 3 meters and a height of 8 meters if you want to know the numbers. And you can place 1 every 0.7 seconds and it lasts for 8 seconds. And you do also gain a damage reduction of 30%. Which I believe is actually more than the Thing's damage reduction. So Human Torch's team up with Invisible Woman is just a shield. That's going to give you 100 total. But if you're within 100 HP short of your max of 250, it will not give you more than that. However, if you are getting healed, and you use this ability, and this includes getting a health pack, so I get that, and I have 350 total until it depletes, which is a 5-second duration, and the cooldown is 20 seconds. Incoming! So for the team up you have with Storm, always try to make sure you communicate with your Storm teammate that you have ultimate, and time your ultimates together. Yeah, I know that's not always going to work with randoms. It is what it is, but you've got to just try to work with her. And if she's not, do your own thing, basically, right? Your flame tornadoes by default do 100 damage per second in the radius, but the team up makes it 110. And when you activate your ultimate before throwing any flame tornadoes, as long as their storm is within the radius, it'll activate her fire tornado, but only if she's actively in their tornado. So I'm gonna wait for her to activate her ult again, and alright, come on, Storm. Alright, so now There we go. I haven't thrown anything. And for every flame tornado she touches, it'll increase her ult for another 2 seconds for a max of 11. I might have mentioned that. Also do remember that team up can kill through support ultimates as well. And when you use that team up as well, try to guide storm along with your flame tornadoes, and you can place these like really far too. So yeah, try to guide her. I know that's not really gonna work if you throw her into an invisible woman ult, but that team up is so powerful. Probably one of the most powerful things in this game. So try to utilize it as much as you possibly can. And that, I think, covers everything as far as Johnny's ability kit and team ups, his ultimate and everything. If there's anything I missed, again, let me know in the comments down below. I'm not totally certain. There might have been something I missed. But, alright, let's get into the gameplay, and we'll break down my thought process behind everything. One thing I forgot to add about the flame prison that Johnny has is make sure you don't place your flame prison or your flame pools on an incline, because the ones on a different elevation won't actually connect properly, and you won't actually have a real flame prison. It'll just be like 2 lines basically. Alright, so here is the real game example of the breakdown. And please don't pay attention to how many times I say I'm neurodivergent. But first things first is I'm using my shift just to get out of that area as quick as I can. And then I dive just so I can get up here again as quick as I can. So that way I can be ready to set up my right click with the flame prison. I am going to skip forward here just a bit though. Alright, so here you're gonna see me set up some right clicks or some flame pools around here. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to cover this whole area. Now, I was too slow with setting it up, and or no, I wasn't too slow here. So when I put this one over here, I think it hit a little ledge, so that flame pool didn't go down. But what that does is that covers this entire area, and anyone in that is going to take that overall damage, like or that overtime damage, like I mentioned before. And yes, that will include down here. It does not include up here, so that is important to note. But yeah, there you go. So I'm trying to help my Hulk with their Hulk. Forces him to back away. He's gonna get healed. I back away so I can get healed. I see they have torch, so I gotta focus him so that he can't farm my team. Keeping pressure on their back line while my Hulk is on the side there. Now, one thing to note real quick here is this wasn't the best the best example to use, but it's the most recent good one that I've had, and there are some things that I'd learned while after playing this game. Like I'd mentioned with the flame prison not doing damage if part of the line is blocked. I didn't know that while playing this game, but I learned it after. Also, here, notice how I'm placing my flame prison on point here, and I'm covering this whole choke. That really prevents them from getting a lot of space there. Rockets on point, yes, but I come over here to focus their cloak and dagger. My Emma goes down, but that's alright. I'm just backing up a bit. There's not too much pressure on us, so we can just keep fighting for the time being. Again, I keep my flame prison on point. Take out the squids, make sure you pay attention to those. Focus on torch so he doesn't farm my team. Right here, I was trying to set up that one-shot combo, but I didn't quite get it. It's fine, my Hulk got the Punisher. I get Namor here. Also, one quick note about using your flame pulls. Because of the impact damage and the tick damage after, you can actually use that just to finish off a quick a low HP enemy, and instead of just having to focus on hitting your shots. I won't lie, I'm not the most accurate person, or player, but I do try, and I'm able to get that pick. There's a couple other picks later in this game that are similar to that, but here we go. I'm helping my teammate with this Hulk, but I see Punisher's up here. He has free reign to high ground, so I come to focus him first. Hulk tries to grab me out the air and he misses. Lucky for me. I'm trying to block them in spawn here with the flame pools. If they want to come out of that door, they have to take damage. I don't want to pop my ult here. See, I have my ult, but they also have their spawn. They could just wait out my ult and spawn, and my ult would just be useless. So I'm waiting for them to come out a bit. I noticed Hulk went over there, but I didn't see exactly where he went, so I looked. I'm paying attention to their cloak and dagger, who's very overextended. We end up killing them, and they wasted ult as well. So Punisher pops ult here. If he's smart, he's going to focus me first. But even so, I might still kill him despite him focusing me first because of that so much damage. But he's popping ult as well, and so I focus him first because if I don't, he's just gonna kill us all. I have the most potential of killing him in this moment, so that's what I do. And then I turn to Iron Man with the Gamma team up because that's very powerful. I'm taking a lot of damage. Pop that team up ability. Now, my Invisible Woman was paying good attention to me, and I was grateful for her shield. But you don't want to always rely on that. But you see your healers are paying you good attention. You can make more aggressive plays at certain points in the match. Focus Hulk here. Now, if the point was further from their spawn, it would be really smart to stagger him. Just not killing him right away, just waiting a moment so that they are forced into a 5v6 and we have the numbers advantage. But spawn is right there, so I kill him. And now notice I'm setting up the flame prison in this area. Now unfortunately, Iron Man was up here, hit me with a couple of good shots, and then Namor squids finished me off. But also did notice that when I set the flame prison up, I set this one here just a little too far that way, and the line was like through the pillar, so the prison was rendered useless aside from the lines. But let's continue. Let's get forward a bit. Using my shift just to get back to point faster. We're back to the fight. I see I'm losing teammates here. That's both of my supports, so I have to play careful here. Still, I am going to dive over here and try and help my Namor survive. Because he's in a 1v3, or 1v4 actually over here. No, that's 1v3. I thought this was Rocket for a second. But yeah, so he dies. My Hulk got, I like to say de-stressed, but went back to Bruce. And so I'm up here by myself basically. So I'm just trying to get a little bit of ult charge, but they start to turn to me, so I'm backing away because I do not want to fight a 1v6. You never want to do that. Setting up the flame prison so I can, again, get some more ult charge. Right here, don't do what I did. I overstayed my welcome immensely. Only reason I survived that was because I had the Invis team up, Invis shield, and Cloak and Dagger was looking at me too, which grateful, but again, you don't want to overwork your healers. I'm missing shots on Iron Man, but we don't talk about it. Again, setting up my flame prison on point. Notice you see all that damage. I tried to take out Iron Man before he could get his ult off. Wasn't able to, but he did back away. So he's coming back though. Focus over there on my healer. I'm trying to protect him, so end up doing that. Focus the Gamma Squid first because that does a lot of damage. I'm trying to come over here and get healed. Now they end up capping. Truthfully, my Hulk got off point and he shouldn't have, and that's why they capped. But you can't control your teammates, you can only control yourself. Also, it was really kind of weird right here where it was not counting me on point. So I was like, why is it not counting me? So I'm just trying to, you know, cap points so it can stop moving. Taking out the squid first. I see Namor over here. So we focus him. I dive because I want to kill him. But he bubbles. My dive is basically canceled out. But that's alright. Now if I was hitting my shots, he would have died there. But so I popped my ult here. I thought that Namor or Cloak and Dagger was right on this bus. They're actually over here in this little corner, and ulting now. But alright, so I see that they're ulting. So I turn over here to keep their DPS out of this fight, right? They have Namor over there, yes, but I'm keeping two of them in their spawn. Which, yeah, if you didn't know, let me go back a bit here. If you didn't know, yes, you can shoot through here. Their actual spawn room is over here. And you can't shoot through the door there, but you can shoot in here. So if you're able to get an angle on that, great. But if not, do not force it. I'm not too worried here, because I'm able to keep them in spawn. And let me turn around too. I see this Cloak and Dagger going off, right? So as I kill Punisher, Iron Man is flying out. I turn to him. When I see the Cloak and Dagger ult is down, I want to get out. My Hulk is trying to get back. My Invis is up here overextended. We're all three of us are in horrible positions now. So we want to get back. Let me go back to me. Now, coming over here, I came here because I knew my Invis was coming back, and I had hoped I would survive coming out here. I see the Gamma Squid. Don't know why. Oh wait, no, that's our Gamma Squid. Okay, never mind. Hulk is right there, just jumps right on me. I die. It's alright. We've still got good time on the board anyway. Let me skip forward a little bit here so I can get my gameplay. Now, I don't really like how you can't dive down this ramp here, but it's whatever. So, by the time I get back to point, my Hulk is dead. I think my Invis ends up dying up here, but I came out at the wrong place. My team dies. Namor gets a big triple. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Namor gets a big triple, and I'm just backing up, trying to regroup, waiting for my team. Now, if they're paying attention here, they can see your flaming, your flame pools, like, because those, like, circle around you. It's just part of the effect Human Torch has. So if they're paying attention, they can see that. So you don't really want to peek side angles as much. That's part of why you really want to play vertical angles as much as you can. Really, I should be holding... What? Okay. Well, I should be holding right here on this. But I'm just up here trying to get a better angle and scout what's going on. I'm waiting to see where everybody's at. the Iron Man up here, he's not full health, so I want to focus him. Unfortunately, Hulk and Cloak and Dagger both turned to me and I had to back up. Also, side note here real quick. My flame pools here, that prevents anyone from coming through this choke without letting me know that they're there. You can use them that way. Remember, they do only last 6 seconds, but yeah, you can use them that way. And I actually thought one of them was going to chase after me, so what I would have wanted to do is if Hulk, who would have probably chased me, as soon as he got past this door, I dive onto that, and then the knockback pushes him down here, and my team can focus him. And then he's just dead. But that's not what he did. He played smart, and the fight continued. I'm trying to set up a flame prison here. I get blind. I can't see what I'm looking at, and I end up not getting a good prison, which is fine. Punisher ult's coming out, so I go to play cover, and Viz ult comes out, so I go back into that. Miss Iron Man ult, which is lucky on our part. So, since we have Iron Man ult, Punisher can't see in here. So, I'm comfortable shooting in here, or shooting here, trying to kill their Punisher. But realistically, we should be focusing this here. We've got 5 people that can just burst that down real quick. But no one does focus it. And I noticed that, so I was like, alright, whatever. I glanced at it for a second, but whatever. Alright. My fucking dagger ult comes out. Honestly, it's wasted. But again, you can't control what your team does. You just gotta work with it. So I'm trying to kill Cloak and Dagger here. Again, I'm trying to set up that that one shot, but I end up not killing them. They have a little bit of health left, or still. Actually, why did they survive that? Hold on, let me go back to this for a second. So 1 right click, 2 right clicks. Okay, so yeah, that is part of it. I didn't use the 3rd right click, but also they're not quite in the center of the radius. And they have their heal bubble as well. But that's alright. So, let me back up so y'all can see that. So, I notice Punisher and Rocket over here in a corner. To me, I see that as a free double kill, right? Because my dive is on cooldown right now, but as soon as it comes on cooldown, I can dive on them and just insta-kill too. So Punisher backs away into that corner further, and so does Rocket. I'm trying to bide my time for my dive. I'm about to die, so I use my team up ability, come back a little bit, get some cover from them. And my dive ability is coming up now. So I use that, finish off Punisher. Want to focus Rocket, but take out the squid first. Rocket ends up dying. Focusing Namor there. But they don't have the numbers to keep fighting that, so we hold. Alright. So starting with the attack side now, I believe I end up just starting out of this door. You don't really want to do that, and this is part of why I was saying, like, this isn't really the best game to use, because there are some things that I did in this game that were not very smart. But that's also why I'm breaking this down, and hoping I can make y'all understand. And yeah. So, starting off with this attack. As I go out though, I'm still like glancing around, seeing where I see anything. Don't see anything. I hear a squirrel spam and I hear an Iron Man spam, right? So I focus one of them. I can't really do anything good at this range. but I'm still applying some kind of pressure. Now again, I was trying to set up that very large flame prison here, but let me play it for a second. Right here. This flame pool and that one won't connect properly. And then also, if I come up here, this one, the flame pool that I placed up here, was already gone. So it wasn't going to be that squarish shape anyway. And so like, this was just a wasted cooldown. It definitely does take some time to actually learn these lineups, but where you would want to place these is back around here, about here in this area, and this doorway, and here. That way, that whole area is connected. Focusing Iron Man here. He's getting me really low health, so I dive back so I can survive with that shield. I have 2 abilities on cooldown, so I'm trying to still get some pressure because we gotta be doing something, right? So we kill that Iron Man. Now I see this Luna here, off on her own. I try to kill her. I end up killing her, but Thor turns to focus me. Now, should I have focused on Luna there? If I had actually killed her sooner, I would have been fine here. But Thor actually does get me. Invis tries to save me, but it's alright. Go back over here, skip forward. Go back a little. Okay. So, notice I'm using my shift to get back over here faster. I'm setting up this very large flame prison. Covering point. Look at this. This is a good flame prison. Now, if you really want to be nitpicky, you could say I could have put these 2 over here and it would cover all that. But not that big of a deal. So now I have 2 tanks down. I should not be fighting this. Hulk's trying to jump up to me, but I see Rocket here, half health. So what do? Place a right click, dive, kill him. That's one of their supports staggered. We have our 2 tanks coming back sooner than Rocket is, because our spawn is still closer to this point than theirs. But I don't want to overstay my welcome, so I'm backing up. Hulk is trying to grab me. Hulk is trying to grab me. I just move to the side, dodge, just grab. Some of the grabs he tried to hit on me this game were kind of funny, but alright, so I use ult. Cloak and Dagger uses ult, that's fine. So as soon as the support ult comes down, I start trying to focus someone who is outside of that area. So I see Squirrel and Luna. Trying to kill Squirrel. Fine. Turn to Luna. Again, I don't know what it was, but it means not to being able to hit her. But Hulk actually does grab me there because I was tunnel visioning on Luna. When you're playing, really whatever character you're playing, don't ever tunnel vision. Make sure you are paying attention. That is why I died here. But I believe that was my last death of this game, so. Again, I'm setting up that flame prison. Quick thing to note. Go back here for a second. You see how much health Hulk has? Watch. You can 4-tap tanks if you hit headshots. And that's just a lot of damage. 196 damage per headshot if you hit all of that. But still, that is a lot of damage. So if you are able to kill a tank, take full advantage of it. If not, that's fine, but make sure you are still peeling for your supports. And that's part of why I focus Hulk there. Also because he was the only person on point. You scroll here, trying to focus her. I would have killed her if I didn't hit this bus. And that's why like the dive can be kind of weird sometimes with the angle and height, with it being finicky sometimes, and yeah. But just keep watching. Now, their Hulk almost C9 here, and we almost tapped for it, but he comes back to point, and then it freezes our Hulk. But turn around to Hulk, or Thor, I mean, you know. Right, get this Hulk here. He's gonna die. And they're trying to back up. Another quick thing to note. Keep in mind where your flame pools are, because like this, again, is another wasted ability of my flame prison. It's kind of dumb how this works, but it also sort of makes sense. But yeah, just keep in mind where your flame pools are so that you can connect your prison properly. Focusing Luna, focusing Rocket, kill both their supports. They have to back up, they don't have the heals. Hulk is trying to catch me out the air here, but I'm focused on their squirrel. My Hulk finishes her, so I turned to Thor for a second. Don't really know why I didn't focus him there, but that's what I should have done. He still died anyway. Hulk goes back to Bruce, and that's just game. We win. So, I end that game with 13 final hits. Pretty good damage. I don't remember how many points I gained off of this match, but I think that is a pretty decent example. I think I've given a good breakdown of everything here. Again, y'all let me know what you think. I will happily respond to any constructive criticism, and y'all have a wonderful day.